Remember that tragic case involving Leoda Bradshaw, Philip Paulwell, Sarayah Paulwell, and Toshyna Patterson? People, it is sentencing time. So why is it that there is one person involved that is only getting 7 years? A 7-year sentence? Let's talk about it.
We are nowhere closer today than we were 2 weeks ago at finding my daughter, Sarayah, and her mother. But I do feel the prayers, and it's prayers from hundreds and hundreds of Jamaica.
Hey guys, I'm Dutty Berry and welcome to the Dutty Berry Show YouTube channel, home of the best pop culture reviews to keep you entertained and informed. Now, as I said earlier, this is an update to the Leoda Bradshaw case. Now, several weeks ago, I did quite a comprehensive video that spoke in detail about what Leoda Bradshaw did, the charges that she was facing, and the 3 men who were also attached to this criminal investigation.
Leoda Vanessa Bradshaw, 34 years old, petty officer in the U.S. Navy. She was charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of murder. Roland Lloyd Balfour, 30 years old, assistant graphic designer of 67 Commission Road, Kingston 2. He was charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, misprison of felon. Rashan Miller, 29 years old, AC technician of 1B Camperdown Road, Kingston 16. He was charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping, and misprison of felon. Richard Brown, OC Richie, OC Gorilla, 31 years old, graphic designer of 2 Campden Road, Kingston 16. He was charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to murder, 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnapping.
Okay, so we're now caught up. Now, towards the end of October, news surfaced that 2 of the men, and they remained unnamed at the time, were going to accept a plea deal. Now, when I saw this news, I was just like, it looks as if they are ready to talk, they are ready to share, so that, you know, there's a possibility that they can get some a reduced sentence because they are now cooperating. And let me just tell you this, by this time the case had gone fully international. Now, NBC covered the story, several other international blogs such as the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk. It was all over because, of course, it involved the U.S. Petty Naval Officer Leoda Bradshaw. So, you know, so them did not go talk about it and do their own investigations as well, because for them name go get caught up in a bangarang. And during all of this, Philip Paulwell, he has maintained pretty much a pretty low stance. We've not really heard him, you know, say much, and so he has been keeping a pretty much low profile. Now, the last time we saw Leoda Bradshaw, that was when she was, you know, brought in to face her charges, and we saw her being shy in front of the cameras. Now, if you look on this brother, we turn up right behind her, you know, I say, if looks could have killed, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And still, I'm just still over this situation, just trying to understand what could have happened to the mind of a Leoda Bradshaw to cause her to put together such words are failing me right now. I cannot find the words to describe what could make somebody do something so... I don't know, because the words I want to come out right now, I just cuss some cloth. Because honestly, I'm looking at this picture of this little girl, Sarayah, and I'm just like, what did she deserve? What should have deserved this? How do you look at a child like that and come on, man? So on October 27th, the Jamaica Observer published, and they shared that a second man of 3 charged with the murder of Philip Paulwell's 10-month-old daughter Sarayah and her 27-year-old mother Toshyna Patterson is expected to plead guilty to murder and kidnapping at the Supreme Court. No, they went on to share that his plea will follow that of another man who on Thursday accepted a deal and pleaded guilty to murder and kidnapping in the double murder. Now in late October, my question was like, okay, I first wondered why were their names being withheld, and then me say no for protection and all of these things, and so this is what is being confirmed also in the article from the Jamaica Observer. So they shared that due to security concerns, the man who took advantage of the plea deal on Thursday was not named. He was represented by attorneys Valerie Nita Robinson, King's Counsel, and Rita Allen Brown. And so 2 of these men now accepted the plea deal, but we never know them name at the time. But you see, as they said, all things that are in the dark will eventually come to light, because right about now, we now know who these 2 individuals are that accepted the plea deal. And so the 2 men are Richard Brown, the graphic artist, and Rashan Miller, the ear technician. And so according to reports from the Observer nationwide, they are all confirming that Richard Brown was sentenced to 30 years in prison for murder and kidnapping. Now, he will serve these sentences concurrently, right? And so according to the Jamaica Observer, the sentence was handed down in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston. The man whose identity at that time it never released yet has reportedly been sentenced to 30 years in prison on each of the 2 counts of murder for the slaying of 10-month-old Sarayah Paulwell and her mother Toshyna Patterson. Sources say he was also sentenced to 1 year and 10 months in prison on each of the 2 counts of kidnapping of the infant and her mother from their Gilmore Avenue home in St. Andrew on September 9. Alright, so that is for Richard Brown. So Richard Brown, him get themed 30 years for his involvement in the kidnapping as well as the murder of Sarayah and Toshyna. So now we're going to head over to the other youth who is a part of this. His name is Rashan, right? Rashan Miller. Now, Rashan Miller only gets 7 years. Rashan Miller, he got 7 years. He's sentenced to 7 years for accessory before the fact. Una wonder what I talk about? Same thing me did I wonder, like, what really are going on? So, when me I look on it now, I picked up that he might have not done anything at the scene of the crime to really hurt or maim directly the 2 deceased individuals, but he would have been a part of the organization and the planning prior to the actual showdown and the mess of events that would have transpired, right? And so according to Television Jamaica, the second man implicated in the murder of MP Philip Paulwell's daughter and her mother will serve just over 7 years behind bars for his role in the matter. Now, he was sentenced to 7 years and 10 months each on 2 counts of accessory before the fact to murder, as well as 2 years and 10 months each on 2 counts of conspiracy to kidnap. He has also been sentenced to 1 year and 10 months for misprision of felony. Now, the sentences are to be run concurrently. The man had previously pleaded guilty to participation in the planning of the murder of Miss Patterson and her child. Now, the Crown says there was also no evidentiary material to show that he participated in the actual kidnapping and murder on September 9, 2023. But you see, coming up on the 1st of December, that is when Leoda Bradshaw will face her day, as well as her cousin Richard Balfour, also a graphic artist. And so we'll get more details that I'm sure the camera people will be there, and we'll hear more, we'll get more clarity and possibility some sort of statement from her lawyers. But in a very interesting, I don't want to call this a twist, I am just like, who the box would ask for this? That Richard Brown is now apologizing to the public, and he did so via his attorney. He issued a statement through his attorney, Rita Allen Brown, and this is what he had to say.
At this time, what I can say is that our client has pleaded guilty today. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison for eligibility for parole after 2 months. But as it relates to the proceedings, I am not able to have a discussion with him. So the note that I have, he says, I just want to do the right thing. I want my lawyer to tell the family of the baby and mother and the Jamaican public that I am very sorry for the loss of their lives. I want my lawyer to also tell my mentor that I'm very sorry for the disappointment. I hope one day everyone will find it possible to forgive me, and he signs his name to it.
The mentor?
He did mention the mentor.
Anything else you can add at this time?
There were some other charges. What were the sentences for those?
Oh, he was charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of kidnapping. So the other sentences were kidnapping, 2 counts, and those will run concurrently with the 30 years.
In terms of numbers, you can confirm the numbers. How many years?
It was for the kidnapping, 1 year and 10 months.
Okay. Because honestly, we can't bring back the life of Sarayah, and we can't bring back the life of Toshyna. It is just messed up all around, and I'm just like, for the $500,000, wanna take with the people them life for $500,000? You know, there are several conversations happening right now. People, have a feeling that there is more to the story, and maybe there is. And so hopefully, as this case continues to go through the court, we'll hear more. And I'm hoping for more information so that hopefully the family, can get some sort of closure, as well as the public, because a lot of the people in the public also were impacted by this story, because we couldn't understand what could have, driven a woman to do something like that to a baby. We just can't do the maths with that one right now. So, burritos, let me know, what did you think of Richard's apology? What are you making of these new updates? And are you looking forward to hearing the reports that I guess will come from the circuit on the 1st of December, when Leoda Bradshaw and her cousin will have their day in court? So, burritos, that is it. Please to ensure that you leave a comment down below, like the video, as well as to subscribe. Okay, take care until next time.